a treat. Tombi's chilling, the vibes are right. Let's talk small streamers and shine some light about creators we know and love. They make the content we can't get it enough of. The grind of being small can really be tough. So Sunday we show love. As we build our community and family, making space for the ones who are like me. But this is more than marks and they're more than creators. I call them friends, now I'll see you later. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. About Christ's wives, we know we love and make the content we can't get enough of. The grind of being small can really be tough. So Sunday we show love as we build our community and family, making space for the ones who are like me. But this is more than marks and they're more than creators. I call them friends, now I'll see you later. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Sunday spotlight. Sunday spotlight. Spotlight. Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight. Spotlight, Sunday spotlight.
Ladies, gents, thank you very much indeed for joining. Oh, dear me, dear me, dear me. I tell you what, I spent a lot of time pulling through absolutely every single creator and streamer that we've looked at during the Sunday Spotlight. And in order to pull all of it together, download some footage, put the names into the videos and stuff like that, it took me forever. It took me all day. Took me all day to get the intro just right. But welcome to episode number 18 of the Sunday Spotlight. Sadly, the Rumble and Kick link are both down. So unfortunately, we're not able to stream to Kick or Rumble today, which is a bit poor because I'd hoped to speak to you guys as well because you're part of the club. But I have put a pinned comment into both Rumble and Kick's chat just to say that YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter are all live. But guys, thank you very much indeed for joining me. I can see plenty of people in chat already. We got Major Zap. Good to see you, my friend. Major Zap. Major Zap I was playing Green Hell last night with, which was a survival jungle game. Interesting. It was pretty good, actually. I did enjoy myself. I enjoyed mostly exploring and then dying to snake bites, which is pretty much most of the stuff. Bendover, it's good to see you, my friend. Happy day to you. Rick, hail you chat Muppets. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you, mate. It's good to see you. I think Abe was with us earlier as well. Dadman walking, who's lurking and working. How you doing, brother? Yeah, it's good to see you. Hail, mostly lurking today. Have to get some stuff done. Yeah, chores are a nightmare, mate. Chores are a nightmare. I would have actually had this stream up earlier, but I was cooking for the wife, making sure I'd fed the wife. So, yeah, all good, my friend. I know what it's like to have chores to do. Legardus, hardest working mod in history, who's there, and everywhere. How you doing, brother? Rick, drop your Crocs and grab your socks. Sunday Spotlight is live. Yes, it is. What did you think about the... Rick, possibly, mate. Possibly. What did you think about the intro? What did you think about the intro, guys? But yeah, Rick, I was pushing quite hard for a specific style on the AI. Certainly from the singer and certainly from the music type. Dennis, you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Yeah, I wanted the rock element, but I also wanted the electro dubstep element as well, because I don't mind that kind of combination. Bit of ethereal vocals, and yeah, I think it came out all right, to be honest. I think it came out all right. And considering that is completely AI generated on Suno's version 4 is so much clearer than version 3, version 3.5. You can still tell it's AI generated, but it's getting closer to being proper speech. Now, 3.5 and version 3, you can hear the digitization in the voices as they're singing. You just listen to Netrunner, and that's a perfect example where you can hear the digitization of it. But you remaster that in version 4, and it's gone. And it's so difficult to tell at that point. But good to see you, Dawn. Good to see you. Hurl! Good to see you, mate. Dennis, nice intro. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. It took me all day. And I am doing something very similar with the outro. So I haven't done the outro yet. I'm currently got 15 streamers I need to add to the outro. And one of them's Comics Dad. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Comics Dad's in the house. Smooth DJ as well. Good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well, Smooth. Hope you're doing well. Intro, really good. Thank you very much indeed. I could probably jazz it up a little bit in areas. But I think it gets the point across. Literally, everyone got 2 seconds. 2 seconds of screen time as I was bouncing through people. It was like when Lizzie teamed up with Lindsay Sterling for Shatter Me. Yes, I know that tune very well. Actually, do you know what? That's a really good shout. I wonder if I can jazz it into a... get the violin involved a little bit more. Because I love a bit of Lindsay Sterling and Lindsay Hale. Lizzie Hale, even. I use Suno version 4. You can't even tell with some of them. I know, and this is what's more surprising. And bearing in mind, that's version 4. Version 5's on the horizon already. Things are moving so quickly. Abe, it's good to see you. Hail all. Bollocks to Rick, as always. Yes. Fingers up. Bollocks to Rick. Yeah. Mirren, good to see you, mate. Let me check my Discordium Leviosa. I sent you a message earlier. Are you playing Final Fantasy later, Mirren? Is you playing the Final Fantasies? I know Smoo won't be because he's not back until late. Poor bastard is working, and nothing's worse. Do you know what? Nothing is worse than working at the weekend, especially late. Yeah. I've already got the stream set up, Mirren. I've already got the stream set up. Sterling did, yeah. So Lindsay Sterling and Lizzie Hale did Shatter Me, and it's such a good tune. And her voice, Lizzie Hale's voice in that is chef's kiss. I would say, is it her peak voice? Part of me wants to say yes and no. She learns a lot more control later on in her career. But if you want the proper Lizzie Hale experience, yeah, definitely give that a listen to. Definitely give it a listen to. Smoother DJ says, shatter me is what the Scots say when they leave the pub. Oh, yeah, fucking definitely. Definitely. No takes. Oh, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. How you doing? How you doing? How's the massage? And how's the baby cooking? Hopefully everything is going well. John Richard, problematic white guy. Hello. How you doing, brothers? Good to see you. And we are caught up on chat. Good. We are caught up on chat. Okay, so in the description, certainly on YouTube, I've made sure that I've linked all of the YouTube connections. So we're doing a bit of a test today, because what I've found with most of my videos is reach is really, really small. Now, I normally list my Twitch, Rumble, and Kick links within the descriptions. Well, there might be some suppression going on of those, so if you mention those at any point in time, the video kind of gets a little bit suppressed. So what I've done is I've taken out all of the references to other websites, and what I'm going to do is YouTube on YouTube, Kick on Kick, Rumble on Rumble, and so on and so forth. Affiliate links to EV Marks, Botrix, spatial audio, and things like that is no problem, because it's not streaming platforms, but certainly I'm going to be doing some testing over the coming week, 2 weeks, with regards to some of the links I put into various descriptions. Normally, I've just got a template, and I run a very specific one in all of them, and then just leave it as is. But this time, I'm kind of like doing a bit of controlled measure, doing a bit of control on the descriptions, because if I'm getting negatively affected by the fact that I've got a Rumble link in, then certainly that's something I want to learn that is happening, and something I want to avoid, so that we can increase the amount of visibility over some of these videos. Because I mean, the thing is, I like my content, I like delivering my content, I also like delivering content that is informative at times. I mean, most of it is just gaming, let's face it. I mean, 80% of my content is all gaming related. But when it comes to the podcast, when it comes to 2Ts, when it comes to the Sunday spotlights, a bigger audience for those things is always good. Now, I'm kind of annoyed that Kick and Rumble are not connected, because I know I've got people over on those platforms that like to watch it. So, but if you've come across from Rumble or Kick and you come across to YouTube, thank you very much indeed for making a trip over. It is appreciated. Ro, how you doing? It's good to see you. So, how does this stream work usually? Certainly for the new joiners. For the new joiners, what I generally tend to do is go through an Excel spreadsheet, not in fine detail. Let me swap across to that. So I've got an Excel spreadsheet which basically contains the list of streamers, platforms, whether they're on Kick, whether they're on Twitch, you name it. So I've been keeping a list of every single streamer. Look, Comics Dad, you're there at the bottom, because you're the most recent person. But what I've been doing is keeping a list of people. This goes on to Discord. So in the Discord on the Tombi Smooth server, well, technically it's now a Tombi Smooth, Steel Leg, bit of Major Zap, definitely a bit of Yanni server. So it's going to be a bit of a more community hub. But I do have the Sunday Spotlight channel. Let me throw that up on screen. Bish, bash, bosh. And let me... Right, okay. Normally I list all of the people that we come across and put them into here and keep a long list of it. The other thing I tend to ask as well is for the community to drop me some links of people they know. For example, Comics Dad. I actually found out about Comics Dad from one of the other streams and one of the channel friends, which is perfect because Comics Dad is going to be the first person we look at today. Steve listed Ragnarok, problematic white guy, sent Hugo, more and more people. It's like Major Zap, just there, 7th of January, which was obviously going to be shown last week. But in the end, I was actually working on the intro, and I didn't get round to finishing the intro until today anyway. If you've got names, reach out on Discord. If you haven't got Discord, reach out on Twitch. Links and descriptions and all that stuff. Just throw it into... is in the description, so just follow the Linktree link. You'll find my Twitter. You'll find a link to Discord as well. If you join Discord and you're a member of Mine, Smooth, Steel Legs, you get automatic rolls. If you have been part of the channel community for a long time, I grant people permanent roles anyway. So those people that, for example, have been here since day 0, get kind of like a privileged Tombi role, kind of like my gift back to those people that watched me before I was even monetized, before I was even a scrote in my daddy's eye, as just a way of giving back to people, ultimately. But this channel, specifically this stream, is all about shouting out the little guys. My channel's not massive, but what I do have, and what I've been really fortunate in finding, is problematic. Right, guy, thank you very much indeed. This lady right here is the essence of magic and well worth the highlight. Yep. We will open that up in a second. Rick, so her tracking is slowed down slightly. So to answer the question from Rick, Yanni's is slowed down slightly, but she is on course, certainly by my calculations, to hit 500 by June. Now, she's already got the hours, so the second she gets up to that number by June, she's monetized and away she goes. So that would be really, really good. So it's slightly slowed down now. The initial ramp up was just freaking burp, like anything. And I'll see if I can... I'm not sure I can show you on this, but we will try. Yarn Witch alive. And we're going to go grab that. And I'm going to put that in here. Because the big problem with, the big problem we've got with SocialBlade is SocialBlade doesn't really give you much until you're actually monetized, which is one of the reasons why, let me share this on screen for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. So Social Stream is okay if you're monetized. Unfortunately, if you're not monetized, you don't get some of the decent statistics. Go away. Such as future subscribers and view predictions for Yarn Witch Live. This profile does not have enough data points to provide a future trend. Mostly that is because she's recently started and it's taking time for data to filter through. Plus, SocialBlade really only cares once you get kind of monetized. But bearing in mind, she's got 70 uploads and she's over halfway to the 500. And most of those uploads have obviously been in over the course of the last 6 weeks. So even though it's slowed down now, and now she's probably increasing, I would say, 10 subs a week to 20 subs a week. That's perfectly adequate growth, guys. When you are growing as a small creator, obviously everyone wants to make it big as quickly as possible. But the reality is, places like YouTube and that are set up for you not to do that. It's actually quite difficult to grow at a fast rate because the systems don't allow for it. The reach doesn't allow for it in terms of the analytics or your content. And if you are a live channel only, it's even worse because YouTube makes most of its money based on long form videos. And so if you're premiering videos or you're uploading content, you're always going to get the first bite of the ad revenue in terms of having your stuff shared out. So if you're live sharing only, you're going to find that your growth is actually fairly slow. That being said, I mean, looking at mine, so if I was to look at my growth over the course of the last 28 days, so share this tab. So let's say we are, so 1115. So 15th of December, just before Christmas, 1115. I didn't stream much over Christmas because I was ill, but we are now on 1136. So we've gone up essentially 20 odd subs in those 28 days. So for me, I'm quite happy to have anywhere between 15 and 30 subs a month. Over the course of a year, that's up to 300 to 360 subs in a year. It's not massive growth, but it's sustainable. You don't want to suddenly go 10,000 subs, 20,000 subs in the space of a week, because you then have this issue where massive growth can have a massive fall off. Not all the time, but I've seen it happen more times than not. So what I tend to prefer is to see people with anywhere between 30 and 100 subs a month, that kind of continuous growth. And as long as the trend over the period, so if we were to say last 90 days, you've got a general trend that everything is still going upwards. I had a bit of a spike in October, November time. But ultimately, you've gone from, as long as you've got an incline on your trend, that's sustained growth. And it's visible sustained growth as well. They do need to improve their algorithm to kind of promote those live streams, because no one should be kind of like held back just because they're doing live content. They really need to think of a better way of promoting the live streamers, which is hence why this particular show exists, the Sunday Spotlight, because ultimately you look at Yanni. You look at Yanni, and so these are my subs up to present. You look at Yanni. Yanni's only really doing live content. So I'm just going to open up Comics Dad. I'm going to open up Yarn, which live. So with Yanni doing live stuff only, so if you have a look, there's no tab for videos here. She's being penalized for just creating live content. Sadly. And Dadman there. Yep. Interesting, the uploading, I'm strictly live stream because it's a hobby, and I don't have enough time to edit and upload. My growth is flat, plus I'm being told people aren't seeing notifications. So there's a couple of things going on here. So let's have a look at Yanni's here. You see that it says subscribed. This isn't sufficient enough for you to be informed that someone is going live. You will get a warning. So this subscribed here will simply give you a warning 30 minutes before Yanni's due to go live. It won't give you anything more. You have to make sure that you've got the full all notification stuff. Because if you're just doing subscribed, so this is the standard view that most people will have. If it's just the bell icon saying subscribed, you'll get a 30-minute warning if you're lucky. Make sure you pop in and get the all, and make sure you recommend to your communities that they have selected all. When we look at streamers and content creators on this channel, when I make a recommendation, so if people like the look of a particular gamer, a particular streamer, and I say, right, okay, let's see if we can boost this person up a few numbers, I'll always make sure that you say, okay, the first thing you do is open up one of their streams, make a comment. If they're live, chat in chat, then subscribe, and then change the notification to all. If you do those three things, one, YouTube doesn't detect you as a bot and remove your subscription the next day, but also the algorithm is then in favor of that streamer because you're getting interactions within the chat, interactions within the commentary, and plus the second that you hit the all bell icon, which is what I like to call it, the all bell icon, that's when you're really going to see kind of like the notifications coming up, where ordinarily they just don't. YouTube doesn't promote live content, and it's specifically for live. If you had personalized and it's just the subscribed, if someone uploaded a long form video or premiere, you get told about it because it's at a different level. You have to select all for the live side of it. And I fully understand where you're coming from in terms of the video editing, because just creating the intro for today's session, that was a good 4 hours, mostly because let me open up Premiere and I'll show you why. So I use Adobe Premiere. DaVinci is no different, guys. DaVinci is no different. But in order to squeeze all of the streamers into the video, each one of these videos, obviously, each one of these needed to be downloaded, split, cut together. And so down the bottom here, you can see how many different streamers are listed across the top. And each one of those has potential for a different icon. All have different names. The names are all in different places because some names are a little bit longer than others. So you've got to shove it back into the middle. And then you've got your music splits, your mutes. So generally I tend to have, if I'm importing video, I'll always mute that particular track, because I don't want to hear, I want to present them as like a name, a platform, and visuals, rather than the audio portion of it. Because ultimately that's what the music's for, is to take you on the intro. But yeah, I mean, this took all day. So what's that? There was some 100 different streamers. Each one of those videos needed an amount recording. Then that recording was then cut down for the specific section to include. After that is a case of just cleaning it up and making sure it's in a decent enough quality. Stick the names on, center the names, stick the label on, move the icon into the right place, and on to the next one. 2 seconds for each streamer. So it takes time. No doubt about it. Dad man, it takes time. I haven't got all the time in the world either, which is why I'm still only doing live content. I would love to do long form, but in order to do long form, I would have to take off. I guess I would have to take off either Saturday and the Monday in order to have the free time and capacity to make those videos. Because some of these videos that your content creators are cracking out, most of them are scripted. I would say probably 80% are scripted. Some people can create a video completely off the cuff, which is a very excellent skill to have, to be able to flow conversation, make your points across, and not miss anything. But even those people, I can guarantee, even those people that are doing it off the cuff, they've probably got 4 or 5 post-it notes on the screen for various different things that they definitely don't want to miss. So, Comics Dad, define long form. I keep hearing that, but I haven't figured out how to make how long makes a video long. Basically, a long form video can be 1 minute, 2 minutes, or more, that is uploaded and isn't live. It's any content that you're uploading in completeness that isn't live streamed to the platform. And it can be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If that is then in vertical form, that then becomes a short if it's below 3 minutes. So shorts were recently updated so that you can go from 1 minute to 3 minutes. And if it's in vertical, it becomes a short. If it's anything greater than 3 minutes in a vertical orientation and it's uploaded, it becomes long form. Similarly for the desktop. But yeah. Rick. Comments that, well, when a streamer and a video love each other very much. Indeed. Yeah, shorts have been updated to 3 minutes. That's what I said, mate. Which is fine. Which is completely fine. I mean, you get quite often a short. I've done it as well. So I've been creating a short and I'm thinking, I need to chop out a big lump of this short. You look at my most viewed short, which is me stabbing a Starion back in Baldur's Gate 3 when I was playing with Nina and X-Ray Girl. And I had to chop out a massive chunk of it to get it under the 60 seconds. Whereas now I can technically rerun that for the entire clip. And you'll see the shock and horror on X-Ray Girl's face as I stab a Starion for snacking on me. Because, well, I didn't know. I didn't know he was a main character. He was a vampire and he bit me. So I run him through with a stake. It was a good short. But there you go. Did I just see Horny Elf? Horny Elf, you were on my intro, my dude. So was Heretical Nerd. So was, in fact, pretty much everybody's been on. Pretty much everybody who's a content creator that's in chat right now, you were on my intro. But I'm definitely going to be updating the outro and creating the outro. And yes, Comics Dad is going to be on the outro because I couldn't squeeze everybody on in the intro. By the way, we are specifically looking for new creators to highlight on reality-based System Shock. Nice. Shorts are just ScrewTube trying to be TikTok. Yeah, they are. I mean, it's a model to adapt. And let's face it, if companies don't look at the way that other companies are doing things, especially when it comes to videos and small content, then they're going to be left behind, and that's potential ad revenue. So all of these companies will provide exactly the same thing. This is why you're seeing Twitch move over to 4K. They want to increase the quality. Rumble's probably going to be not far behind. Kick's going to be using AWS still, so they're going to get 4K before Rumble does. Rumble's got to pull out a few stops at the minute because Rumble are getting less left behind. Abe, yes, technically, Abe is a content contributor because Abe's regularly on the Hump Day Chinwag. He's regularly on Beelzebub. He's regularly on other channels. Same with Greg. Greg's regularly on Ryan Roger Raffe's reality-based Friday night show. So yeah, I can understand it. Davey Verse, hell, how you doing? How you doing? The green app is slacking lately. Yeah, they started to improve quite quickly with the Rumble Studio and things like that, but they are still failing when it comes to certain key areas. Now, Daramuth over on Rumble has his Rumble Squared. Next episode for that is going to be on the 28th of January, which I'm going to be at, where we're bringing together some of the ideas that we've got in terms of improving Rumble app, the processes, stuff for the streamers, stuff for the watchers and viewers. Dennis as well. Yeah, editing costs time. I just made a 22-second clip and it cost me about 6 hours to make. Yeah. And the thing is that you can find shortcuts. You can find shortcuts in order to do these things. So you look at my intros, outros for Hump Day Chinwag, Two T's in the Pods and things like that. I've got a template now that I can just load the template, replace some of the images, and bang, pop out a video. But that first one takes time. Takes time to create it. And it shouldn't be underestimated. I mean, anyone who says that streaming is easy, it's not as easy as I think. It can be made easier. That's the trick. That's the thing to learn. Streaming can be made easier. And a lot of that comes down to the tools that you're willing to use or pay for. And I say pay for because, let's face it, some of the tools that give you the biggest benefit, they are not free. I pay for Adobe Suite so I can use Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop, and a few other things. I use those for work as well, so there is a benefit in kind. But there's other tools out there. You've got your Botrixes, you've got your Blurps, you've got this, that, and the other. All come together to make a stream or a live. And you need to work out the best way of bringing those all together so that you can make content that, one, you enjoyed making. There's no point making content if you don't enjoy it. And that's even if you're doing content on shredding a game to bits or a new film. Yeah, Legatus, the algorithm, like Audrey, needs to be fed on a constant basis or it will lower your visibility. Yeah, and this is the thing. Certainly over Christmas, I spent, well, almost 10 days not streaming because I was just too ill to stream. And I look at my analytics. So if I share, let's go back to Yanni's page for a second. So I use vidIQ to look at some of the analytics. Now, this is the free version now. I was paying for it. Originally, I was paying, I think it was $50 a month. And it gave quite a lot of insight. But what I was finding is as my experience improved, my reliance on that tool reduced. So in the end, I only need to see the highlights. Okay, minutes, views in the last 48 hours, stuff like that. My views are 79% greater than the last 7 days. My minutes watched also 52% higher than the last 7 days. Mostly because obviously I wasn't streaming over Christmas and only did a few uploads. Time off does hurt, and yep, Smoothie DJ, October really messed me up. If it weren't for the uploads I did for the main channel, this is also true. So with us going to America for 3 weeks in May, now I'm going to have some pre-recorded content that I'm going to release on schedule, but I'm also going to be doing some live content when I'm out there. So this camera that I currently use, which has actually just been reduced, I'm kind of miffed. OBSBOT Tail Air. They've just come out with a new one, and I'm like, oh, sexy time. So I'm just going to share this screen. So this is my camera. So it's a full pan tilt webcam, but it's got a battery in it, so it's battery backed up. Can stream directly to YouTube from the camera. It doesn't need a PC. It's got microphones built in, so you don't need to add microphones. And yes, it is AI powered. It does do auto tracking. It is freaking tiny. But you can also connect 3 of them together in kind of like a network and stream them all at the same time. It uses network display interface, which I use. That's how I'm talking with this right now. I'm not actually directly connected with a USB cable or HDMI to the camera. This is actually playing over my network because I can then access this camera wherever I am. I could be on the other side of the bloody world and I could access this camera and use it. So yeah, they've just reduced it in price. Now I paid 500 odd quid for this, but they've actually reduced it to 300. So they've knocked a massive chunk off this camera. They have, however, just come out with a new one called the Tail 2. Don't look at the price too much, but 829 quid for this one. Its image, or the sensor that's inside it, is twice as big as what's inside this one. It's freaking obscene. It's obscene. But this one also has a lot of input and I/O, whereas mine, I need to connect Ethernet via one of the USB sockets. But this has got everything built in. It's also got 3G, so SIM card you can put it in. You can plug your microphones directly in, which is great if I'm using... use the Force, Luke. Where did I put them? Probably in here. No, I didn't. They're about fucking somewhere. So if I'm using my Rodecaster Go to wireless, so if I'm using these, I can plug this unit. So you get 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. The receiver I can plug directly into that camera into the mic in socket and create a fully streamable platform. And I'm sorely tempted. The wife is probably going to shout at me, "Hello, wife!" The wife's just jumped into chat, and she's hearing me probably talking about cameras right now. But Ickly Pickly says, Comics Dad, we're going to Boston, Salem, Sleepy Hollow, Baltimore, Washington, Chesapeake, Knoxville, Nashville. Well, technically it's Nashville, but close enough. But we're going all over Tennessee because we're looking at moving to Tennessee at some point. So we want to look at a few areas. But yeah, this camera, the updated camera that they've got, can also track more objects in the frame. So the current one tracks me no problem. So if I was to turn on, so you get a little dinky remote control for it. Remote control is exactly the same. If I turn on video tracking, light goes blue, and it's very, very quick when it's tracking me, which is great. So I'll leave it on. The new one, you can set it up. So put 3 people in frame, 4 people in frame, a dog, cat, whatever, select them, and then it remembers who they are. So if they come into frame, it selects and can follow them. Can't you get them streaming backpacks too with battery, cam gimbal, and Wi-Fi sims for stability? Yeah, I've got most of that already. So I've got a load of battery packs downstairs, and I've got the backpack. I've got the stands and everything. I've got a gimbal mount for a camera, but this one here it's gimbaled anyway because of the pan tilt, Davey. It's already gimbaled, so you don't have to worry about it too much with this camera. It's a bloody lovely camera. I will say the camera is lovely. Unfortunately, you didn't get to see my face. Oh no! But zoom out. I mean, this is the full 4K image. This is the full 4K image, and then jump across to scene, and I can maximize. So this is the full 4K image going to the application. The problem is you guys only see 1080p because of EV-Mux doesn't relay the 4K. But on my screen, I look beautiful, like a chewed up toffee. And you get to see all of the details and everything, and it comes straight back down because it's tracking me. It's great. It's great. Which screen was I on? Yeah, I'm sorely tempted I'm sorely tempted to invest again. There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things that I'm investing in this year, and I spoke about this in the community tab on YouTube. The 5090. So the 50 series for Nvidia has got some issues in my view. So what Nvidia have done this time, they've pushed heavily for fake frame generation. That isn't performance improvements. That isn't performance increase or anything. It's just tricking your system into thinking that there's more frames than there actually are. Raw horsepower from 4090 to 5090 is very, very small. But where the 5090 is shining is productivity for me. Obviously, with me being a coder and me being a consultant, when it comes to the jump to the 5090, I can justify it based off of productivity alone. I will be updating my CPU and RAM at some point. Can Jesus YouTube compress the video, or will be thing the YV from the ring was coming out at right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, raw horsepower. I think it's only probably around about a 15 to 30% jump in terms of performance. But the productivity is probably where it's at. Now, interestingly, AMD's new GPUs. So if you're a smaller content creator or a streamer and you're looking for a new GPU, AMD might actually be the way to go on the next generation, because the 9070 XT, which is going to be reasonably priced, is going to be close to 4090 performance. And it's going to be capable of AV1 encoding. So when you're streaming to YouTube, you've got a choice of H.264, H.265, or AV1. AV1 is the latest open codec with a much better algorithm for... Holy shit! Why did that layer not come up? Let's put it up the top. Let's see if it comes up. That was really weird. Because normally it kicks in from there. But Melly K of Melly Games just gifted 5 Tombi memberships. Thank you very much indeed. I hope you're well. And Comics Dad was gifted a membership. Hertz Donut. Stimulator Cynic. Ruby King, Dragon Ball Z. Notice I said Z there, not Z. And I believe there's probably one more membership available. I didn't see all of the memberships go out. That's weird. But Melly K, thank you very much indeed. It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Where was I? Yeah, 4090. So in terms of the codecs, AV1 is a very efficient codec when it comes to streaming. So if you've got a 40 series or a 7000 series AMD GPU, both of those are capable of AV1 encoding. If you've got it, use it, because you'll find that with the AV1 codec versus H.264, 265, you can stream to 2 sources for the same amount of data and the same amount of data crunching. It is that good. So if you are a new creator or new streamer and you're currently on a 10 series, 20 series, or even a 30 series NVIDIA GPU, and you're looking at upgrading, don't jump to NVIDIA. Go to AMD, especially for the 9000 series. So as soon as the 9000 series comes up, just jump across to that. You'll get more bang for your buck. Now, the downside for going with AMD is the less CUDA cores. Some of those CUDA cores are really, really useful for productivity. AMD's got their own version but they're not as good as the NVIDIA established ones. So if you're doing anything productivity-wise, I would say err more towards NVIDIA. But if you're looking at streaming and you're looking at replacing your GPU, heavily consider the 9070 XT that's coming out from AMD. FSR version 4 is going to knock the shit out of most of the things that NVIDIA are doing. And the price point cannot be argued. The price point is so much better. NVIDIA has kind of lost their mind. They've kind of lost their mind when it comes to their pricing. Smoothie DJ says, love Melee Games. Excellent channel. Excellent, great people. Yeah, I totally agree. So let's have a look at a few channels. I've been gassing on about cameras and streaming and stuff. So Comics Dad. Comics Dad came on my radar not too long ago, actually. And I'm glad he did, because wholesome content creator. I like the avatars, the time spent creating avatars and creating logos for yourself. Just fantastic. It's the right way to do. And what does Comics Dad say about himself? I am a nerd, geek, and a father, which is always good. I mean, you get plus points just for being a dad, mate. Just wait until you're a granddad. Then it's even more fun. This is a channel where primarily we can read comic books together, but also talk about all things pop culture, parenting related, and any other possible topics of interest. And do you know what? And that's why I like finding some of these channels, especially channels like yourselves, Comics Dad. Because... Oh, bless! Oh, there's the... why is it so bloody small? Layers. Botrix alerts. Seems really small. What are you doing? Botrix alerts. 1080, 240, 220. So if I go, let's do that. Yeah, 480. So let's knock this down. That's weird. It's almost like Botrix is cut. For fuck's sake, you lunatic. It's not what I told you to do. 480 by 220. Let's think. 1080, 220, yep. No, of course not. 6, 12, 8, and 24. My God, my brain. It's 270, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I thought I was right. Fucking idiot. Can't do maths today. Right, okay. Now I can stretch that to the entire screen. And now when Botrix comes up with any alerts, we'll be able to see them. Huzzah! Right, let's lock that. Let's lock that all off. Lock. Yes. Rick has also become a member. Thank you very much indeed, brother. Thank you very much indeed. It's appreciated. So yeah, coming back to Comics Dad. I like when people take time to create their content. I like the various different elements you've got in there, and I also like the varied content that you're talking about. I'm very much exactly the same in terms of massive nerd, massive geek, dad, granddad. We talk about everything on this channel. So to see someone of the same ilk obviously makes it so much easier to recommend content. Like I said, whenever you're coming in to subscribe to anybody that I link, make sure that you come into their content. I'm just going to mute for a second so I don't get told off. Make sure you come into their content. Make sure you leave a comment. Thanks for the spelling it correctly, of course. Thanks for the stream. Now, I'm already subscribed to Comics Dad, but this is certainly what I would expect anybody else to do. Thanks for the stream. Hit the old thumbs up button. Make sure that you've got all selected. and that is sufficient for YouTube to then do its thing. Now, obviously, I don't just expect people to subscribe to anybody that we share. I'm just about to drop it. Davey. I don't expect people to just willy-nilly subscribe to people. What I want you to do is have visibility that these people are creating content. And by jumping in and having a look and seeing what they do, you may find a new content creator that you might want to follow. You might want to like or share or subscribe and all that good stuff. So Comics Dad link is there below. You'll also find him, and let's jump over to X as well. Comics Dad over on X. So just in case you want to follow on X as well, link is in chat. So this is what we generally do. This is what we like to do on this channel. We like to find new people. We like to share new people. I'm going to bounce back over to our good friend Yanni. Close friend, actually. She is family to me. Yanni at Yarn Witch. And if you like listening to polite people swear whilst they're playing video games and dying a lot, you're going to love Yanni's content. You really are. She has got the most infectious swearing going. So much so that I've actually got a lot of it on my soundboard. Oh, that's quiet. Let's turn it up.
Oh, shit, fuck ass!
Yes. Oh, shit, fuck ass. Did that actually come through? Yeah.
Fingering is...
Fingering is, yes. On X, I am not as wholesome, just for your information. Comics Dad, you probably... Yeah, I'm not wholesome on X. I don't suffer fools, and I don't hold back either. Because at the end of the day, we don't move forward as a species if people are pulling their punches or holding things back or sugarcoating things. If people like two-tier queer Keir Starmer or Gavin Newscum don't get told they're actually freaking wombats, then they're thinking they're awesome. So you got to challenge these people. She's nuts. It's fun. Yes. Dadman, you take care of yourself. You take care of yourself. Let me bring up, seeing as you're there, let's bring up Dadman walking. So Dadman actually streams a lot with Mrs. Dadman as well. So I'm going to drop both of their links, seeing as Dadman's here. Now, you will find all of these links in the description as well. So there's Dadman's, Mrs. Dadman. And anytime someone streams with their wives or partners or whatever, is instantly going to get my vote. Instantly going to get my vote. Because that's what my 2 T's in a pod is all about. I stream twice a week, if not more, with the wife. We've got our own podcast. We've got gaming streams. So anybody that's streaming with their wife, that's wholesome content. So definitely should be getting those subscriptions. And the other thing is you also get access to some of the other people that are on their channel. Stunning and Brave Megatron. I mean, how Stunning and Brave Megatron hasn't got more subscribers, I don't know. When it comes to art, I'm still gobsmacked, Megatron, how quickly can turn around drawings. So I recently did a drawing stream with Tabitha. Megatron was on it, Mo Zamboni and a few others. And I was gobsmacked at the skill. Gobsmacked at the skill levels. So if you haven't had the opportunity yet to... wonder what I'm moving. Oh, that's the Botrix alert. Let me make it up full screen. Cool. If you haven't had the opportunity to bounce into Stunning and Brave Megatron, plays games as well. But let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the drawing, and I'm hoping the resolution is going to come through okay, because sometimes the resolution does dip out quite low, and it's the speed of the colouring. I'm like freaking obscene crazy balls. I'm just wondering if we can just get enough of it. And you're talking, this is what, 40 minutes? 2 hours into stream. 2 hours into a stream. And that's where he is with the image at that point. Crazy. It's a crazy. Pure skill. Dennis, Tombi and chat. Got to run some errands. See you guys later. You take care of yourself, brother. You take care of yourself. And seeing as Dennis is just leaving us, let's just drop Dennis's link. Most comics, most of the people you'll come across in chat, most of them are actually content creators and streamers in their own right. So Dennis is a game player, plays World of Warcraft, plays Path of Exile, and everything in between. So definitely check Dennis out. Currently playing Indiana Jones. I should also Melee Games grab Melee Games as well. Good friends of the channel. I love the content. So infectious. Streamed 8 hours ago. Let's share this and let me drop this into chat while we're going. Yeah, I'm all for phrasing me, mate. I'm all for phrasing. Now let's forward on.
We need it. I need to go to, like, you know, group meetings, and
Yeah.
I can talk with all the other sad Diablo 3 players, talk about our experiences.
Is he at his
Mikey
shave?
came
Holy
in
shit.
for 5! Oh my god, Mikey for 5 says, this isn't
I
Diablo
love
1. I don't care what you say. This
I absolutely love their content. And the good thing about their content is quite often they will be still streaming when I'm starting work in the morning. So that's how I get to start my day, is by watching these guys. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. Lightgazer, awoo! Hey to you, how you doing today? Lightgazer, we are doing fantastic. We're just going through some of our streamers and then seeing how we're doing. For time, I am streaming some Final Fantasy 14 in an hour, so I'm not going to do too much more. But yeah, without a beard, James does look naked, Smooth. You are correct. And James does need a job as a hype man. His energy levels are fantastic. That's always a good thing to have, something positive to wake up to. Yeah, exactly. And this is why I like this. So obviously it's later on in the afternoon, evening for the UK guys. But that's why I like doing this stream on a weekly basis. I've been very, very fortunate with some of the relationships and friends I've been able to build since starting to stream. I've crossed paths with so many good people. I've crossed paths with plenty of boobs as well, but ultimately it's the positive relationships that I look to foster. And I've been really, really fortunate since starting to stream almost 18 months ago now. I can't believe the time's flown by. So I love to do this stream because it's my attempt at giving back to the community and giving back to other streamers and creators that are starting off. We're in the same boat I was in. Just having the opportunity to share their content is the way forward. I love it. I love it. Ickly pickly. Shall I tell you what's really funny is that if you have a look at the chat that's on screen, that's coming from Social Stream, so I'm beaming that to Evie Mux. That actually comes up quicker than Evie Mux can read the chat and put it into the commentary tab. Ickle Pickle, I can only think of one asshole in the last 18 months. Yes. Hey, Tombi, I'm still in chat, you know. Awesomes. Yes, you are not the arsehole, Abe. You are not the arsehole. You're fine. Tombi, thanks, Smoo, for me being here. Yep, indeed. So many, and this is one of the key things, because we're all very, very similar in what we deliver in terms of content, whether it's the type of content, the energy we have when talking to people, how we interact with that chats, and just generally just having time for each other. What I've certainly seen from Smooth's, my bloody headset's just resetting itself. What I've seen from Smooth's channel to my channel to any of the other channels that we interact with, the community is followed. The community's not, in fact, the community is not just followed, but it's cross-pollinated. So I've got people who jump into my chat that have come from Smooth's, come from Yanni's, come from Nina Infinities, come from Heel versus Babyfaces, come from X-Rays. There's so many different channels out there that I've been blessed with interacting with, and their communities come to enjoy some of my stuff. And it's fantastic to know that those people that have come into here have now bounced into other people's. And like Gazer, yeah, I get that. Lots of good people and several people you just wish you never knew. Got to look at the positives, like finding out that the guy I sub to is doing something I admire. Indeed. And this is the thing. It's all about, for me, it's all about karma and paying it forward. I've been fortunate. Not everyone's as fortunate. So I'm going to do my damnedest not to waste the opportunity to, I'm how to spit my teeth out. I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that the good karma I've received over the last 18 months is not going to waste. So any opportunity for any of the people that I've come across, I mean, this spreadsheet continues to grow. So let me just get back to that spreadsheet for a second. This spreadsheet continues to grow. I mean, we're at 112. So this is episode 18. So even if we were to say we were doing 10 streamers a week, we're not far off that target. We're not far off that target. Some of them we've revisited from time to time, which is fine. But all of these streamers have got something to offer. I will continue to track every single one of these streamers. I'll continue to see what they're doing. I'll continue to support every single one of these streamers. And one in particular, Dr. Hazel, I'm really hoping he's okay. So Dr. Hazel, I came across Dr. Hazel whilst we were... probably helps if I spell his name correctly. Dr. Hazel came across on a Warcraft stream. So before the latest World of Warcraft came out, the latest expansion of World of Warcraft, I went through and I watched all of the cinematics from start to finish, and then I bounced into various different streams to say hello and say hi to people that were just about to play the expansion. Dr. Hazel was one of those people. Now, unfortunately, Dr. Hazel hasn't actually been online now for 5 months. Dr. Hazel also lives in Israel, and just at the time when all the missile bombings were coming in, that's the last time he streamed. Now, touching wood that nothing has happened and everything is well and him and his family are safe. But I'm obviously, it's growing concern now because this is 5 months ago and the community's like, we really hope he's okay. Davyverse, no. So he's not been on any other social media. There's been 0 out of Dr. Hazel since the rockets came in, because if you remember the stream, you actually heard the rockets coming in, and he goes, sorry guys, there's rockets coming in, and you can see stuff happening in the background. He went offline later that evening. Sadly we haven't seen him since. So fingers crossed, touching wood that he's okay and everything is fine. But the 5 months is flown by. 5 months is flown by, my friend. Hope you're all well. Hope you are well. Let's have a look. Right, Harry Tosh. So, Blood Guilty Gaming, good friend of the channel, actually brought Harry Tosh to my attention. Harry Tosh. Fuck me, learn to spell, you dick. Harry Tosh. As well. Really is. High energy levels. I enjoy his content. Game creator. Interacts with his chat a hell of a lot. He's currently live as we speak, so I'm going to drop a hell, buddy. Hope you are well. So he's currently on 218 subs. So obviously he's on his way to halfway to the 500. But if you like gaming and you like gaming streams, definitely give Harry Tosh a bit of a shout because he's fucking funny as fuck. I was pissing myself with laughter when I was watching his stream the other day. Blood, and I can see Eternal just there. So Eternal as well, really good content creator. But I just love his smile. It reminds me of DB. So it reminds me so much of Dealbreaker. Fantastic. There was one other. So where's my Discord? So what I want to do is I'm going to grab the link from Problematic White Guy. So we're going to be wrapping it up soon because I want to give myself half an hour's break before my next stream. So one from Problematic White Guy, Osaka-chan Doll. More about this channel. Let's have a look. Hasn't quite filled in the about. Let's have a look at the content VTubing, which is fine. There's no problem with VTubing. Looks like check out merch. So music, so Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Let's have a look at what kind of content. So what have we got? Is the essence of magic and well worth the highlight? Right, I'm gonna.
At the canyon's edge, his horse snorted nervously, pawing at the ground. Kane patted its neck. Stay here, boy. I'll be back.
Reading of stories. Like it. I like the content. And in fact, it's not often we actually get stuff like this. There's now Gal, so green-haired anti-liberal who was in the intro. She's been reading books as part of her streaming. And it's not something I see often enough, is book readings. I know Melanie Mack does her Bible readings, and a few others do Bible readings. I know Odin does it, and a few other people. But it's very rare you see kind of like books being read on a stream. So let's grab this link. I like it. Osaka-chan. There's the link. And remember, as always, subscribe, drop a comment. Thanks
Hello,
for the stream.
and welcome to my channel. My name is Osaka, and I'm...
Right, who else have you linked me? Sonia. Now, Sonia is actually doing well. Sonia was on my intro as well. So, Sonia Lizette. Most of you will recognize her. She's
Other woman.
Super Mario quite often, and I've actually been watching her most mornings because Sonia is usually streaming late at night. Problematic White Guy's usually in chat as well. And she's not had the greatest 2024. I know not a lot of people have had a great 2024. But I'm certainly thinking that we can cheer her up. She's just gone past the 500 subs, which is fantastic. And let's grab Stark of Irons. And interestingly, Stark of Irons been on my my radar as well lately. He started following me over on Twitter. So as you can imagine, some of these guys are awesome. So yeah, let's have a look at live. So lots of commentary about film. So if we go for the Saturday matinee, lots of commentary about video, TV, film, you name it. Interactive with chat. Tony Stark, brackets, not the real one, maybe. Link. How you doing, Uncle Martin's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you, mate. Yeah, Sonia's lovely. Sonia is lovely. Definitely deserves more subs. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up, and I'm just going to get one last one up for now. I can't see any new ones in Discord, unless Steel Leg, you've just linked me something. No, Steel Leg is just hit 580 subs. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations, mate. Can't see any new ones in Discord. Comics Dad, you've just subbed. Cool. So what I'm going to do... so streamers and content creators that join the Discord, you get a role called Streaming Certified. And what that essentially does is gives you a bit more leeway for jumping into voice channels and things like that, and a few of the other areas. You get access to streamer-only game servers that I create. So I'm a fucking massive nerd. I'm a coder. So I normally provide quite a few game servers, whether it's Minecraft, Conan, you name it. We've got Don't Starve servers running. All sorts of various different survival games running. As streamers, you get a streamer-only access that you'll only find streamers on there, so you don't get any of the bollocks, any of the stream sniping or shit like that. Not yet, Smoo. That's not a bad shout, actually. That's not a bad shout. But I wanted to focus Nerdy Neo. He's almost past the 250, guys. Nerdy Neo is almost past 250. If we can get him up to 260, that'd be a dream come true, because Nerdy Neo, for those people that don't know, Nerdy Neo has been streaming for a long time. And poor bastard is so underrepresented in terms of subs. How he's not got thousands, I don't know. His content is excellent. His knowledge is excellent. Productivity is excellent. The guests are excellent. So how he's not got more subs, absolute fucking crazy balls. So let's lead out with Toasty, who was playing with us the other day. That's wrong, Toasty. Oh, this is where we're going to have a problem with the Toasties. Right, let's see if we can go via Toasty's link this way. Toasty. Is this your right one? Yes, it is. So we were playing Marvel Rivals with Toasty the other day. She's had so many accounts fucking nuked over the years that it's fucking insane trying to keep up with her. But Toasty's link for YouTube is just there, my friends. Make sure you pop across. It does a lot of podcasts and panel work with many different creators. You'll see her pretty much everywhere. But we are also playing Marvel Rivals every Tuesday. I'm going to try and rope her in every Tuesday. But certainly every third Thursday when we play Marvel Rivals, you'll see Toasty on the channel as well. Absolutely fantastic. EO is live. Is she? I was going to say, because EO should be coming up to her first 1,000. EO, another real close friend of the channel. She's got 13 people watching us. We are going to raid EO. But let's lead out with EO. EO plays solely games, and they are specifically survival and horror games. She's bloody good at it, and she's got such a sweet nature to her. For someone who plays such scary games, if you want to have a laugh, watch her Visage streams because she shits herself. Chronic. And it's sweet to watch. It's sweet to watch. So we're going to lead out with EO. I'm going to bounce into the back end. My back end. Lovely. And just set up the forwarding over to EO. And then that way you can raid over there once we're done. But thank you very much indeed for joining me this evening. Thank you very much indeed for the support over the last 18 months. We're gonna be focusing on quite a few new streamers next week, and I will be getting the outro together. If you're a small streamer or a creator and you have not yet sent me any details about yourself and you want to be reviewed and looked at and shared on the channel, make sure you reach out over on Discord or on Twitter. Discord or Twitter, I'm available on both. If you want any advice about anything, come and let me know. Now, there was one thing I was going to do. Shit. So, someone asked me the other day about how to combine 4 streams. So, there's something coming at some point on YouTube which allows you to combine 4 streams. Oh, for fuck's sake, now my camera's fucking frozen. Let me sort out the camera. I'll do this bit next week. Let me sort out my camera. Oh, I look like a retard. God damn it. Alright, there we go. So someone asked me last week about watching 4 streamers at the same time within one window. Now, I'm going to set up a stream next week, and when we jump onto that, I'll show you how to do that in OBS. OBS is really, really simple. You basically import 4 different browser sources, make them interactive, have a name on each one, and so on and so forth. And you combine using Social Stream Ninja, the chat, into the same window, and you get to see everything. But we'll do that next week. Until then, guys, thank you very much indeed for joining me this afternoon. Like, share, subscribe. Every of the YouTubers or creators that are linked in the description or over on Discord. And if you need anything, if you need any help or any guidance, or you want to help set up your first streams, just let me know. I've got templates available, and I'm quite happy to take you through any part of the setup process for streaming yourselves. And until next time, you look after yourselves. Bye for now.